Florida Gator on me, I'm a Gator. Ain't don't move wrong, I'm a Gator. From the swamp, homie, I'm a Gator.
But I can't tame them, dog. You ready to come? All dogs, all Seminoles, we coming.
Florida Gator on me, I'm a Gator. Florida Gator on me, I'm a Gator. Florida Gator on me, I'm a Gator. Ain't don't move wrong, I'm a Gator. From the swamp, homie, I'm a Gator. And that two-tone, I'm a Gator. Florida Gator on me, I'm a
Gators! Go Gators! Go Gators! Come on, Gators! Welcome back in to Gators Talk. I am your host, Millionaire Trader Alex, guys, and we're in for a pre-game preview of the Utah Utes and Florida Gators game. Guys, we have the keys to the game right here, right now. The Florida Gators, 7 p.m. tonight, we get to see some real live football. No more talk. Off season over, man. It's time for on the field, some gridiron, hard hitting football. Here's the key to the game, guys. Key to the game. Let's take the crowd out the game. Let's score early in the game. Eliminate the big play. Dominate both sides of the line of scrimmage. And let's win time of possession and turnover battle. Having some technical difficulties here, guys, with the studio. But we gotta take this crowd out the game. These guys has been undefeated at home for the last 2 years. They have home field advantage. So let's not take that lightly. In order for us to get some momentum in this game early, we got to take this crowd out the game early. So, some big play, hit a few big plays on the first drive, and let's take that first drive and put it in the end zone. That's going to immediately quiet that crowd. And then come on the defensive possession, they might give up a first down here and there, but at some point we got to stop them before they get across that 50 or somewhere near that 50 and get them off the field. The crowd's going to be out the game, and once we get the ball back, let's drive it back down the field again and put it in the zone. If we don't get it in the end zone, let's at least get 3 out of it. 10-0 lead. We'll take this crowd out the game. Of course, we're going to need the guys to dominate the line of scrimmage. That's offensive line and defensive line. Or you want to say front 7 on defense. These guys got to play ball. And I got a few players that I want to highlight for the keys to the game. We need a big game out of, a solid game out of Graham Mertz. That's number one. Managing the offense, getting in and out of huddle, getting in and out of plays. If we have an audible available or making the right read on reading the defense, pre-snap reads and post-snap reads are going to be key for Graham Mertz. If he's doing this at a high level and minimizing his mistakes when he's doing those things, he should have a good game. And let's make the open throws and make sure we put our receivers in a place where they can catch and run after they got the ball in their hands after the reception. Of course, the running backs. We can keep the chains moving with the running back duo with Trevor Etienne and Montrell Johnson. That will definitely alleviate some pressure off of Graham Mertz and put a lot of pressure on Utah defense. So those guys are very important to this centerpiece to the Florida Gators. On defense, Cam Jackson. He's going to play a big role in this defense. Stuffing the run up the middle, keeping this gap integrity, it's going to be big. Making sure he can clog everything up right up the middle, allow for those linebackers to come off offensive stance and scrape on both sides. Depending on what side of the ball is running on, they can scrape on both sides, left and right, and come in right behind the field and gap field. So that's going to be key. Cam Jackson maintaining his position and having a good solid game and playing to a high level in the fourth quarter. Shamar James, his first year starter. This is his year. He's a highly touted recruit, 5-star recruit. Let's live up to the billing. You earned your way on the field. Let's go out here and make a name for yourself. This is your time. Jason Marshall Jr. This should be his final year. We're looking for him to have a big year. We want him to be an eraser over there. Erased one side of the field. If he's able to take one side of the field, the defense, Ocean Armstrong can call the defense a very good, solid game because he knows Jason Marshall is over there doing his job and he's wiping out whomever that comes over there. There's nothing happening over there. He's controlling that side of the defense. That makes it a lot easier on the defensive coordinator to be aggressive on defense. Those are the key players that I will highlight for this game. And we got a few first-year starters and freshman starters that we want to highlight. Both of the safeties, Jordan Castell and Miguel Mitchell. We need these guys to play assignment football. Nothing gets deep, okay? Nothing gets deep. When it comes to the run game, let's make it open field tackles because it's gonna be a time when it's gonna be them and that running back. Let's make sure we get that guy to the ground. I don't care how you get him to the ground. Just outside of horse collar tackles and helmet to helmet tackles. Outside of that, we want this thing to be clean. Get the guy to the ground. That's all what matters because we don't give up the big play. So make sure these guys don't give up the big play in coverage and in the run game. And make sure if they can get a few hands on the ball, that will be big. That will be big. I'm not going to put that kind of expectation on them, but I want those guys, to perform at a high level and play a solid game. They don't have to be all SEC on the first game of the year. They can gradually get get themselves acclimated to college football, to game speed. Caleb Douglas, he's going to be a first-year starter at wide receiver. We need some big plays out of our wide receiver core and to help Ricky Pearsall, because Ricky Pearsall possibly can get double covered because he's a primary target on the offense because he has the most experience. But if Caleb Douglas can go out there and stretch the field a little bit and make those possession catches and put a lot of stress on their defense by making plays, whether it's 10-yard catches or something down the field or down the middle, or coming across the shallow cross, making a catch and turn up the field and making the play. He's going to put a lot of stress on the defense and allow to open up the game for the tight ends and the slot receiver, which is Ricky Pearsall. So if he can go out there and stretch that defense a little bit and put a lot of pressure on the defensive coordinator making plays and calling different types of coverage, that would be huge. That would be huge. Princely, I'm not going to try his last name. I'm going to screw that up. I just know I am. So Princely, first-year starter. This is his time. This is time to become the player that he think he is, and everybody, and the player that we think he is as well. It's time to be. We need another pass rushing, run stuffing defensive end. This is his time. Make sure he's setting the edge in the run game, getting off that block. He can't allow the guys to the offensive lineman, a tackle, to get two hands on him and maintain their block. He got to get his hands out the ball, use his hands very well. We got to use a swim move or rip, get the guy off him, or the old drag and pull. He's gonna have to do something to go out there performing at a high level. He can't have guys getting on him and maintaining the block on him. It's time for him to be very slippery and go out here and make some plays. We're looking for him to be a major contributor. A guy that can get 4 to 5 tackles, maybe 2-3 tackles for a loss, maybe a sack a game, or a half sack a game. If he can average half a sack a game or a sack a game, he's doing very good. If we can get that kind of performance, and we can get pressures on the quarterback, that'll be big. Even if you don't get to the quarterback, let's apply some pressure. Those guys are going to be major for the Florida defense and the Florida offense. If we get these guys to perform at a high level, we will get a victory tonight. So guys, the game day, it's game day. It's game day. It's on. I know a lot of you guys are going to be excited. I mean, hurricanes going by. It really didn't affect the area of the Jacksonville area. But, for those guys that's out there on the Panhandle, I'm hoping that these guys, people be safe and they can get their homes and everything back in order. Our hearts go out to those people over there in the Panhandle. I'm a Florida guy. I know how it is to go through hurricanes and things of that nature. So make sure you guys, whatever organization that's going out there to help those people, make sure you guys donate to those guys. And if you got the time to donate to those guys, please do so. Their families are in need over there in the Panhandle, guys. But back to the game. Everybody's excited about tonight and see what how the Florida Gators going to look out there on the field. Coming into Billy Napier's second year, this guy is going against a very savvy coach. He beat him last year, but those guys are very upset about that. They did not want to lose that first game because that cost them in the big picture when it comes to the Pac-12 and them trying to get into the college football playoffs. That was a huge loss for them. By us not having a great season, they lost to a team that didn't have a 500 record. So that really hurt their chances to get into the playoffs. So that team is highly motivated to win that home game at home and start their season off right. We can't allow that. We got to go in there and dominate this team. And I think we will, guys. I think we will. And guess what? I got a bold prediction. Graham Mertz go over 300 yards passing. Throws 3 touchdown passes. Or maybe he get 2 touchdown passes and a rushing touchdown. Maybe a quarterback sneak down in the end zone. But he's going to account for 3 touchdowns and 300 yards passing. Graham Mertz. On top of that, the running game is going to be very strong. Very strong. Montrell Johnson will go over 100. Caleb Douglas, Ricky Pearsall, and we're going to expect a big play. There will be a big play by Eugene Wilson. There will be a big play out of Eugene Wilson. The tight end, Lord, I'm losing my train of thought here. The freshman tight end is going to have a good game. I'm not going to project that he's going to have a 100-yard day, but he will have a few big catches in a time of need. This guy's a very sure-handed kid out there. I don't think you guys noticed that, but this kid catches everything if it gets close to him. If you've noticed that in the pregame warm-ups and also during the spring game, the kid can catch and he catches everything. I'm talking about contested catches and all. That's why he earned that position. Defensively, I believe we're going to hold those guys under 20. We're going to hold those guys under 20. Minimum. Maybe 8 to 9 first downs on third down conversion. If we can keep these guys under 5, maybe 6 on third down conversion, we're going to do that. This team, like Jason Marshall said, will shock the world this year. They're going to be a surprise team in the SEC. But that's my pregame preview, guys. Game day preview. We get on out of here, guys. Y'all know it's all about the orange and blue. It's about to go down. Today is Gator Day.